Hi there, it's Karen at Corrie Papercrafts here, independent Stampin' Up demonstrator based in central Scotland. Welcome back to another project. This time it's a little box which could hold a multitude of things, because although it's small it's actually quite deceiving. I designed it for something specific which I'll show you in a minute, but the measurements of this box are 4¼ inches by 1 inch by 1 inch, and I actually designed it as a random act of kindness gift. I'll show you what's inside this box here, because spot the deliberate mistake, I didn't put my thumb notch in it, and this is the one that's got the little gift in it anyway. So if I just slide off my ribbon, she said, I'll let you see what's inside it, and then before I put it back together I'll put the little thumb notches in, because as you can see it's quite hard to open. So inside I've got a little gift wrapped up in tissue paper, and it's a little brightly coloured dumpy pen. These are really quite cute, and I sent some of these out in the last couple of weeks just as random acts of kindness to some friends and some people who had joined in with a request for a gift on my Facebook page. So as I say, I'll not put that back together just now because I want to punch my thumb holes. And again, tiny pieces of card you need to make this, and tiny pieces of designer series paper. And to make this I'm using the Pleased as Punch designer series paper, which is in our coordination products. So just very quickly go through. It's a pack of 12 sheets, and you get 3 each of 4 designs. So you've got tulips, which match our tulip builder punch. You've got the lovely little blossoms, which match the blossom punch, which is a free celebration item with a spend of £90. These lovely hearts, which do match our heart punches as well, and the umbrellas, which match our umbrella builder punch. And the punch does punch out the open umbrella, the closed one, and the handle, and the tulip builder punch punches out these, the tulip and the leaves as well. Absolutely gorgeous. I love the colours in them, and I decided to make one in Highland Heather cardstock, because Highland Heather, not only is purple my favourite colour, but Highland Heather is one of the colours in this DSP. And on the top I used the Gorgeous Grape mini striped ribbon as well, and on here I've got one of our little champagne rhinestones. So I'm going to get on and show you how I made it. This time round I'm going to make it in Petal Pink, because that's one of the colours again in the paper. So for the base you'll need a piece of cardstock which measures 6¼ inches by 3 inches, but minus just short of a 1/16 of an inch on both sides. So it's about 6 and, well, just put it to 6¼ and pull it back a little bit until it's a smidgen smaller on both sides. And for the lid you will want to measure a piece that does measure 6¼ by 3. I probably made that sound a lot more difficult than it actually is, but never mind. And for the top and the 2 edges on the lid you'll want 3 pieces of designer series paper which measure 4 1/8 by 7/8 of an inch. And I've just kept the pattern true, if you see that, just so that it continues round to the edge of the box. And because it's not particularly directional, rather, doesn't mean that I've got to turn one side round, so it can just flow right round the box, if you understand what I mean. And then for the 2 end pieces on the lid of the box you'll need 2 bits of DSP which measure 7/8 of an inch by 7/8 of an inch, and that's all you need. So let's get on and do some scoring. Just keep my paper in order for now, pop them to the side. So I'll bring in my scoreboard and try and keep it out of the light so that you don't get a glare. And then I want to remember which is which in terms of my base and my lid, so that I can put my DSP on before I pop the lid together. So this is the base. I'll take this little note off just now. And both the base and the lid, you just want to score at 1 inch on all 4 sides. And I'm just going to pop that back on just now. And then for the lid, there we are. And that's all the scoring done, so we'll get rid of the scoreboard. And then, like any other box, we're going to fold and burnish on all of our score lines, and then we'll do some cutting. So fold and burnish. Whoops. And again, I'm just going to keep that on there just now. There we go. So I'll show you how to cut and put together the base, and then I'll do the lid off camera so that you don't have to spend ages just watching me cutting and sticking tape on. So normally if it's a square box I would cut a corner, then rotate it, and cut a corner and then rotate it, but because these this is a very short side and this is a long side, I'm just going to do 2 corners on this side and 2 corners on this side. So as you would expect for any kind of box or bag, cut straight up the rectangle, because these are going to be the flaps that are going to join your box together, so you want to remove all the score lines onto those square bits there, and then you're going to notch and notch on each one to make your tabs to join it together. So again, straight edge on the rectangle, notch and notch. Turn it round and do exactly the same on the other side. And that's the base done. And I'll go and cut the lid off camera, and I'll stick the designer series paper on as well, and I'll see you again very soon. See you shortly. And I'm back again. So I've added all my tape. I think I said that I would let you see me cutting the flaps and putting tape on, but it's not hard to see what I've done there with the tape. I've just put a couple of pieces of tape on each flap, just so that when I join these together, obviously there's a piece of tape at this end to join it together, but if you don't put another piece of tape or glue or however you join it together, that can catch. So that's why I always put a couple of pieces of tape on. So this is my base and this is my lid. And before I do anything else, I think while it's flat, I'm actually going to put in my finger notches as well. So these sides measure 4 1/4. So I'm going to mark each side just at 2 1/8. So just so that I get the middle, so roughly about there. If you're not too fussy, you can eyeball it, but I don't always trust myself to get that finger notch in the middle, and when it's a gift for somebody I like it to be neat. So just add another pencil mark there, and we're going to cut these off with the punch anyway. So I just used my 1/2 inch punch and lined it up with the pencil mark, and I put it about halfway across the punch so that it's a decent finger knot, and just squeeze. It's a bit more difficult because you're punching through card and paper, and this DSP is quite thick. And again, just line it up halfway down the punch, but halfway between where that mark is. as well and give it a squeeze, and that's my finger notches done. So all we need to do now is put the box together. So I'm just going to take all these backings off the tape. And then join the corners together. So again, just give it a little bit of a squeeze if you've got any little bits of tape that you feel are hanging over the edges, just to keep it neat. And then I'm bringing, as always, this straight edge here up to meet this folded edge here where the tape is, and just getting it as straight as possible. Oops. And that's the base of the box built, and I'm just going to come in with my paper folder just to make sure that tape's all stuck down so that it doesn't start coming apart. There we are. And then I'm going to do exactly the same for the lid. I'm actually getting my paper piercer all gunged up with tape, which is why it's not happy. There we go. And then I'm just going to do exactly the same again. Straight edge to folded edge where the tape is on each corner. There we go. And just give it a press with my bone folder. And the moment of truth, the lid should fit, there we go, nicely over the bottom. I did have a pen, but I don't know what I've done with it now. I've put it away again, I think. So I'll just make the box up without the pen in it. Got a little bit of glue, I think, coming out of there. So this time round I thought I would use the Petal Pink metallic edged ribbon to match. So I'm just going to, actually, do you know what, I think I will wrap my pen up because it's going to help to hold my box down. So I probably don't need all that tissue paper, so if I just grab my trimmer just so that it's a nice straight edge on the tissue paper, and honestly it cuts through the tissue like butter knife cutting through butter, rather, not butter cutting through a knife, that's the wrong way around. So just wrap it up in the pretty rainbow tissue paper and just pop that into the box, and it's a neat fit, but it goes in, there we are, and then that helps to hold the box together. And then I'm just going to bring round enough ribbon to be able to tie a bow, and today so far my bows have been going quite well, so hopefully that will continue. I've probably cut off just a little bit too much ribbon there, but never mind. I don't think I needed this much at all. So I'm just going to hold that in place. This is when you need 3 hands really. And I'll bring this round. And let's see what kind of bow we end up with. Too loose because I let go of the knot. Here we go. I knew it wouldn't work this time round. I've managed fine with all the other bows I've tied today, but not this one. But anyway, try again. I think part of the problem is as well I've got glue on my hands. Oh Karen, come on. Right, this time hopefully. Still a bit loose, but it'll do. So I just want to get the loops in the right place, really. Pull that a bit tighter. That's not bad, actually. Quite pleased with that after all, and it's not that loose. And I've not wasted too much ribbon, so cut that there, cut that there. Maybe a little bit shorter, actually. So there we go. And then my little thanks on the top, I've already got mounted on a block, and it came from the Sending You Thoughts celebration stamp set. So again, you can earn this for free. You can choose it as a free item with a £45 spend. Really pretty wishes on there, I think, and covers lots of different occasions. Happy birthday, congratulations, thank you, sending a little something just because, big wish for happiness, love it. If loving thoughts could heal, you'd be better already. So you could make a get well card or a get well gift with it. So a really versatile stamp set. I really like that too. And I'm going to bring in my Petal Pink ink, which is still in the drawer. So bear with me for 2 seconds until I... Oh! Where have you gone? Where have you gone? Where have you gone? Here we are. It was hiding. So I'll grab a piece of Whisper White cardstock. Here we go, and stamp my thanks. Just make sure it's properly inked up. Not really going to matter that I did that because that's better. I'm going to be cutting it out using a punch anyway, but it's just in case that doesn't miss the punch. And then I'm going to come in with the classic label punch and punch it out just leaving about that much to be able to pop it underneath the ribbon. And then I'm going to pop it back into the punch. Now this is a trick that doesn't always work unless you get it lined up properly, because I want to make that a little bit shorter. So I just want to pop that back into the punch again and leaving about, about that much. There you go, just punch that again. Another wee trick there. And bringing in the Petal Pink rhinestones, which I'm absolutely addicted to. I think I've just about put them on everything that I've made for the last week. It was a middle-sized one, and I just popped that on the end, just there. And then on the back of here, I just popped some mini dimensionals. 1, 2, 3, there we are. And then all I did was I just popped the thanks underneath the ribbon, and I might have to just pop this one along a little bit, just like that, and press the dimensionals down. So I maybe just have to move that ribbon up a little bit. There we go. And that's my little box once again. That's the one that needs put back together once I've punched my thumb holes in it, and these are the two that I made that's the one I made earlier, and that's the one that I've just made just now. So thanks for watching, hope you liked that. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't already. If you like any of the products that you've seen in my video today, then there will be a link underneath to my shop. Any queries, any questions, please feel free to get in touch. My contact details will also be below. So thanks again for watching, and until I see you again, take care. Bye bye for now.